Hello chess friends and welcome to Jozarov chess channel and welcome to a spectacular game that finished a couple of minutes ago. Welcome to an amazing gameplay by Magnus Carlsen against VIshy Anand from the Casablanca chess event that's going on now in Morocco. So this chess event is a double round robin of 4 players. We'll see now Magnus Carlsen, VIshy Anand, Hikaru Nakamura and Amin Bassem playing against each other. And in the first round we had really the most epic match that's possible. Magnus Carlsen against VIshy Anand. The former world champions are battling it out in a crazy spectacular game. I don't want to reveal immediately the opening, but it's really crazy how Magnus chose this opening against VIshy Anand today. The tempo of this game is really fast. It's 15 minutes on the clock plus 10 seconds increment per move. So let's see now what happened, in my opinion, a really crazy game between these two legends. So with the white pieces, Magnus opened with the move e4. We have now e5 by VIshy Anand, knight to f3, knight to c6 by VIshy, bishop to c4, the Italian, bishop to c5, and Magnus goes all in, goes into the Agadmator variation of the Italian opening. Of course, my brother-in-law really likes to play the Evans Gambit with the white pieces here. Magnus Carlsen dared to play the Evans against VIshy Anand. Really wild stuff. So after bishop to b4, now we have the standard line, c3, attacking the bishop, kingside castling, and now here VIshy Anand, he already, I think, deviates from the standard lines of the Evans Gambit. Usually you should play calm move d6, then you play d4, bishop to g4, for instance, is possible. Queen to e7, I think, in some lines is possible if you're challenged around the square f7. But queen to f6 is not, I think, the optimal move, because you see now how the queen, when you move the queen in an early stage of the game, it gets exposed. The queen becomes suddenly an object of white's attack. So after queen to f6, we have now d4. Magnus breaks, of course, in the center, knight from g to e7, and now bishop to g5. Here I think white is slightly better. White has the initiative. White is now simply on the attacking side. Queen to d6 and now queen to b3. Here for instance, the engine doesn't like immediately this choice by Magnus Carlsen, because here for instance, knight from b to d2, for instance, is a very aggressive line, in which if you try to take, maybe then if you, for instance, take in the center, we can play very aggressively. That's, I think, the downside when the queen is already out. Look at this, you can simply continue the attacking flow. The queen is hanging, you have to step back to g6. Look at this, there is now even a dirty trap. Bishop to e7, you're trying maybe king to e7 and queen to a3, immediately wins the game, check, and you lose the piece. For instance, if you try to take here the bishop instead of king to e7, then I think after rook to d1, bishop to a5, again queen to a3, you lost the privilege of castling. The queen is now connected to the bishop. This bishop is very dangerous, you cannot castle. White will push the pawns, I think, further. d6 is also risky, because you're opening up then the light squares. Queen to a4 in some lines is possible. First of all, you have to step back, of course, with the bishop, but now look at this, even rook to d3, rook to g3 is possible. So too many options. So that's why, as I said, here including a new attacker would be very good for Magnus Carlsen. The minor pieces could, I think, afterwards attack somehow the exposed queen on d6. But okay, queen to b3, still white is slightly better here, although maybe Magnus didn't play now the optimal line. Kingside castling, we have rook to d1, good move by Magnus, placing the queen, placing the rook where already the queen is. If something clears on the d file, the queen is in danger. Bishop to b6, you see now here VIshy Anand is trying the standard idea to maybe play this fork against this really beautiful bishop and queen battery that Magnus Carlsen built. But even in a different scenario, look at this, the bishop on c8 is stuck, the queen is standing in front of the pawn on the d file. You cannot really develop the light square bishop. Also the b pawn is stuck here, so you cannot develop the light square bishop in any ways. Okay, here, as I said, VIshy is trying this knight to a5 idea, but Magnus Carlsen keeps it calm, plays, I think, here the optimal move, knight to a3, great idea. Here we have knight to a5 by VIshy Anand, but doesn't matter. Here, good move again by Magnus Carlsen, queen to a4. Because if you take now knight takes c4, then actually after knight takes c4, look at this, the queen is hanging. We can, I think, here even play knight to b6 if you're trying maybe to somehow trade off the queens. Now queen to a4 is not possible. We'll simply gain a piece, because we can recapture the queen with the knight. You would be forced then to take with the c pawn, then we attack the knight, and I think this is game over already here for black. This pawn is hanging, so too much pressure here. for black to handle. The best choice after queen to a4 is actually here to take. E takes d4 should have been here Vishy Anand's move. After something like c takes d4, now you get another knight into the game, and after d5, for instance, by white, you can now maybe play queen to b4, and this should be a pretty equal position, forcing a trade of queens, then going, I think, into a solid position, finally somehow get the light square bishop into the game. That's now crucial idea here for black to somehow include other pieces into the game. But after queen to a4, instead of all of these lines that we saw now previously, here Vishy Anand immediately played now knight to c6 without trading the pawns, and you see now this idea of queen to b4 is not working, and Magnus Carlsen also, I think, didn't react correctly here. d5, Magnus Carlsen should have played immediately in order to somehow to kick away the knight. Now you play bishop to e2, you can play even knight to b5, maybe afterwards c4, c5 is also an option, maybe to prepare that to somehow create dangerous stuff. Knight to b5, I think, very dangerous. Then also with d6 ideas, so too much pressure again here, it would be against black's position. But Magnus took d takes e5. We have now here queen to c5. Again, maybe not the optimal choice here by Vishy Anand, because here she should have probably continued with queen to g6, somehow at least attacking the position for while forcing at least some kind of a reaction by white, and then maybe try again, as I said, somehow to include the light square bishop into the game. It's very crucial when you are on the defensive side to somehow play at least some kind of a counter attack, to somehow get an extra tempo in order to include your pieces, and that's exactly what Vishy did not do. He played now queen to c5, threatens of course queen to f2, but Magnus Carlsen played here really in a beautiful way, plays now the stunning rook to d5, really wild stuff. And this is actually such a huge tactical problem now for Vishy. Vishy doesn't have actually good squares for the queen. All of the squares are taken except of queen to f2, and of course Vishy played it, but now the queen gets really exposed. After king to h1, here Vishy tried queen to b2 to somehow attack the position further, but now rook to b1 by Magnus Carlsen. Actually, believe me or not, the queen is even trapped here. What should you do? For instance, even if you try here queen to f2 again to somehow hide with the queen, then rook to f1, after queen to b2, now rook to b5 would happen, and the queen is lost. Look at this, how beautiful this move by Magnus was. Rook to d5, and now the rook is coming again on your new square into the game, traps now the queen. Now I think you can sacrifice many pieces in order to get some kind of material, but the queen is lost, and of course also the game here for black. So after king to h1, what Vishy played immediately, queen to b2. Now we have rook to b1, and Vishy took now took now simply the knight on a3. Magnus takes also now the queen. Of course Vishy has here also gained some material because he can actually take out now the bishop, but now queen to a4. Here we have knight to e3 by Vishy. We have a beautiful move here by Magnus. Rook takes b6, of course, taking away the defender of the knight on e3. Vishy takes here the knight on d5, but now Magnus takes actually this knight with the rook here on c6. So good move again by Magnus Carlsen, and in this particular position Vishy Anand resigns. So of course you can take, but then of course also white will take also this piece, so black is continuing the game with two rooks and a bishop. White is continuing with the queen and two minor pieces. I would say it's a position where white is continuing sort of with one plus piece here in the later stage of the game. So obviously game over. The queen will be probably included into the attack. Knight will be dancing here in front of black's king. Three pieces would actually attack the king. The king doesn't have good defenders, so obviously game over here for Vishy Anand. So great game, I would say. Of course, tiny little inaccuracies, mistakes, blunders happen in the game, but this is what we want to see between these two legends, sharp Evans Gambit. And you see in this top GM level, in faster time formats, we can sometimes even see this romantic era chess openings. I really liked here Magnus' choice. Probably maybe someone else could defend his position, but I think these are the games that we want to see. Not only Roy Lopez standard Italian openings, Queen's Gambit decline, drawish openings. This is really sharp, epic chess, and congratulations again to Magnus Carlsen for winning this amazing chess game. So okay, I hope that you enjoyed this game. I really enjoyed it a lot. I think also know my brother-in-law Antonio enjoyed this very, very much because this is his favorite opening. If you want to see some other sharp, beautiful Evans Gambit chess, check out our Evans Gambit series, where I created also created some analysis of some great games played by Stockfish, Alpha Zero, Lila Zero, all of these beautiful AI chess engines that are providing even sharper lines of the Evans Gambit. And if you want to see some other content here on my YouTube chess channel, check out our commented chess games and also our commented chess games played by computers. And if you like this content, hit the subscribe button. See you soon with some more videos, and what do we say in the end? Chess is the best, of course.